Hi guys, it's me Terry of the Yarnjoy podcast. Are you ready for another crochet along? Well, I was thinking that since July is usually known as Christmas in July, a lot of people that are going to be making Christmas gifts, a lot of times they will start thinking about Christmas in July because they have 6 months to make whatever they're going to be making as presents. So I was thinking, let's make something kind of Christmas themed, and we would turn it into a crochet along. I had put the idea in forth over on my Facebook group, and there was quite a few people that decided that wanted to do it along with me. And so I thought, okay, well, we'll just turn it into a crochet along. Okay, so the pattern we're going to do is an amigurumi by Jess Huff, and it is called Dash the Deer. And the reason I was thinking it would be fun as far as a Christmas in July thing is because, an item, is because she has a variation of her pattern where you can make it like give him a red nose, kind of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, instead of it just being a regular deer. Okay, this is her Dash the Deer pattern. Okay, so I will pop in a picture here of what it would look like with the red nose and the Rudolph themed deer. Okay, so there it is, as far as it being a more of a Christmassy type item. Now, you don't have to do that if you just rather just make the deer. The deer is cute as can be all by itself. I mean, you know, like original. And so here is a picture of Dash the Deer that is not Christmas themed. Okay, so regardless of which variation you want to make, that's totally fine. I think we're going to have a great time crocheting along with each other, making this item. Okay, so I will link in the description box below where you can get the pattern. Okay, it is a free pattern, okay, over on Jess Huff's website, and like I said, I will link it below in the description box. And as far as colors and the yarns that you're going to be using, I believe in her pattern she tells what yarn she used, which I believe a lot of hers was from Hobby Lobby. This is the yarn colors that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to use, for the main part of the deer, I'm going to use Red Heart Super Saver in Cafe Latte. It's just a medium brown color. Okay, and then for the light areas on the deer, I'm going to use this color, which I believe is like a cream color. Okay, and it is also Red Heart Super Saver. Okay, so those are the two colors, the body and the light colored patches. Okay, and then for his hooves and his antlers, since I'm going to be doing the Christmas themed one, if you do the regular deer one, then you use this light color for the antlers as well. And so for the Rudolph version, which is what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using this color right here, which is coffee. It is Red Heart Super Saver, okay? And that is for the hooves and also for the antlers if you're going to do it the Rudolph version of it, okay? So regular deer, you're going to use the cream color for the antlers, but you will need the dark color for the hooves, okay? And then for the nose, since I'm going to be doing the red nose, I'm going to be using this sparkly yarn. I don't know if it's showing you the color, but it's a red that's got some sparkle to it. And this is I believe this is Red Heart with Love Metallic. I think I had it forever. This is all I've got left of it, so I've been wanting to use it up. And so this is what I'm going to be using. I was looking at my pattern here. This is what I want to use for the nose, okay? And then of course, if you want to use the regular deer pattern, you would use I believe the dark for the nose also. Okay, and then of course you will need polyfill stuffing, and it calls for an 3.5 millimeter hook, which is a size E hook. Now, if you are a very tight crocheter, you could possibly use a size F hook as well, which is 3.75, but I have been using an E size hook, which is 3.5, and for Jess Huff's patterns, and I've been doing fine with it. In fact, let me show you right quick. I just did the rabbit of Rose the Rabbit, which was a Jess Huff pattern, and I did that just a few months ago. So let me show it to you, and you can kind of see what size it turned out to be, okay? Okay, so this is Rose the Rabbit, and you can see it turned out pretty good size. Well, in her pattern, it's a she. I made it blue for a boy. But anyway, this is about the size it turns out to be, okay? And I used a 3.5 millimeter hook for the pattern for this, and I will be using that also for the deer. Okay. And let's see. Oh, and it did say that there's a certain area in the pattern where you're having to, I believe she specifies in the pattern there may be an area where you might need to go up to like a G hook, which is a 4.0 millimeter hook, to do a back loop only row, okay, where you have to do some slip stitches. So you may want to have that G hook, which is a 4.0 millimeter hook. You may want to have it on hand for that one particular row, but don't forget and keep going with that hook, but go back to your E hook for your normal rows. Okay, so I do suggest for you to read the pattern through, not necessarily the row by row instructions. Sometimes when I read ahead on patterns, it just confuses me, because a lot of times it's easier to know what they're talking about when you're at that particular row in your work. But read the introduction part of the pattern, okay? She has listed in the pattern also, she has some very good links to some little tutorial clips on different parts of the pattern. So I think that would be something very useful, especially if you haven't done amigurumis before, or you're relatively new doing it. Those I think would be very helpful, okay? Oh, and then also as far as supplies, you're going to need some stitch markers, and you're going to need some, I'm looking for them, oh here it is, some 15 millimeter safety eyes, okay? Those are pretty large. I'm opening my box here, it's really noisy, sorry. They're pretty large safety eyes, they're 15 millimeters. I got a whole bag of these from Amazon because I do use these a lot, because the Jess's patterns call for the 15 millimeter eyes quite often. And so I'll put a link in the description box below to Amazon where I got these 15 millimeter safety eyes. Okay, so you're gonna need those unless you want to just stitch on your own eyes, you know, that are made from yarn, okay? And of course you'll need the scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends, and polyfill stuffing. Did I say that already? Fiberfill stuffing. Okay, so anyway, I think that is all the supplies. So here are the colors again that I'm going to be using for my deer, right there, all held together. That looks really black, but it's not. It's coffee, which is a dark brown. Okay, so on to the crochet along, more details. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I got my calendar out, and I also went, well, in the pattern it tells you what the steps are as far as creating the deer, what she suggests what to make first, okay? And so I tried to divide that up, because I know that a lot of people are working on many projects at once, and they may feel like they just can't get it done real fast. I mean, you know, because they've got other projects they're working on. And so I didn't want it to be any pressure on anybody. So I divided it up, which I thought would be a pretty good amount to do per week. Okay, and so I ended up dividing it into 6 weeks, okay? And so starting next Monday, which is June the 29th, okay, that is when we're going to start the first part of our pattern, okay? So I will come on Monday and make a little video telling you what we're going to do for that week, what we're going to work on, okay? And then now I am going to start, I think, this week, and so I'm going to be a week ahead of everybody, so that way I will make the pieces first, and so that way if there's something in there that I may want to give you any tips or say to watch out for or whatever, I'll have already done the parts myself, and so I will put that into that clip on Monday when I announce the parts that we're going to do for that week. Okay, so hopefully that'll help those that are beginners or have never done amigurumis before. So hopefully those that are experts at it or been doing it for a long time, that's okay with you as well. Okay, so it will be running, like I said, so next Monday I will give the first assignment, which will be part 1, and then it should end up, it'll be every Monday from then throughout, and we should end up with on August the 3rd, that's a Monday, and that will be the week that we'll be assembling the pieces together. Okay, so now if you are just get really into your pattern and you just want to go on and complete it yourself ahead of us, then feel free. If you want to race ahead, that's fine. If it takes you longer to complete these parts, don't worry about it, because I will have these videos, each one, each week's video up, and so just if you need to work at your own pace, that's fine. Just take your time with it, and don't worry about, if what I have scheduled out is too much. If you're working on too many projects and you just can't do it and you need to save that, take a little longer or save it for later, no problem. It'll be here on my channel. Okay. So I think that is all the information. I'm looking at my notes, but I think that's all the information that I need to give for right now. So gather your yarn together, find your pattern. I don't know if there's a printable version of it. There could be. I'm not sure. I usually just follow it along on my phone or my computer or whatever. But locate your pattern however you want to get it, and make sure you pick up those safety eyes that you need. I don't know if you can get them, that particular ones, at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. You certainly probably could. I don't know. I just got mine at Amazon because I knew I was going to be making a lot of amigurumis, so I went ahead and just got a bag of them. But I will put that link below if you need to get that also. Okay, and I think that is it. And so we will see you next Monday, and we will get started on this crochet along. I'm looking forward to it. Please stop by the Facebook group, and with progress pictures, you can show us just your pile of yarn that you picked out for your project to get started with. Anything like that, that's fun. It makes us feel like we are working as a group, and so we can say, oh, I love those colors, or what yarn did you use, or stuff like that. But if you're not part of Facebook, please go ahead and crochet along with us on this project. Feel free to email me pictures of your progress if you want to do that. My email address is down below, and so you can contact me there and send me pictures, and so that way I can see what y'all are doing. If you don't happen to be on Facebook, that's no problem. Okay, I think that's it. I am going to go for now. I am working on a tote bags, sewing a tote project bag, so I'm almost finished with it, and I think it's going to turn out really cute, so I need to get on to that. So I think that's it. So I will see you later on in the week for the Yarnjoy podcast, episode number 158. And please stop by Facebook and say hello, and I'll see you there too. So we'll talk to you later, guys. See you on Monday for this part, but see you on Thursday for the Yarnjoy podcast episode. So talk to you later, guys. Bye.